Imagine a rising star, her face beaming from billboards, her future glittering with promise. Now imagine that just hours later she is found dead, unclothed on the cold grass beneath a luxury hotel window. This isn't a movie plot. This is the real, chilling, and unresolved story of a young actress the world knew as Little Angela Baby. Her real name was Ren Xiao, and in the fall of 2017, her life ended in the quiet city of Suzhou under circumstances so bizarre and so swiftly silenced that it sparked a firestorm of speculation that continues to burn in the shadows of the internet. This is a story that goes far beyond a single tragic death. It's a deep dive into the dark underbelly of fame, a place where the truth can be the most dangerous commodity of all. In October 2017, Ren Xiao was on the cusp of something big. She had the kind of fresh-faced charm and ambition that the Chinese entertainment industry thrives on, building a modest but growing fan base who adored her as Little Angela Baby. The night of her death began like countless others for aspiring talent. A casual gathering in Suzhou, a city not known for scandal. It was supposed to be an evening of networking, drinks, and laughter. Witnesses described her as cheerful, if a little unsteady from alcohol, leaning on friends as the night wore on. There was no dramatic foreshadowing, no sign that this would be her final public appearance. Sometime around midnight, she and a small group, which persistent rumors insist included the popular actor Yang Xuan, checked into a sleek high-rise hotel in Suzhou's industrial park. It was behind the modern facade of this building that the known story of Ren Xiao's life came to a sudden and brutal end. What happened in that hotel room between midnight and 6 a.m. is a black hole, a vacuum of facts that has been filled with countless theories. The official narrative, released by police with stunning speed, was stark and simple. They stated that Ren, heavily intoxicated, had returned to her room, removed her clothes, and accidentally fallen from the 13th floor window. Her nude body was discovered by a hotel employee at dawn. The authorities reported no signs of a struggle, no evidence of drugs or assault, and they declared the case a tragic, straightforward accident almost immediately. But for a public watching online, this story felt like a puzzle with pieces that refused to fit. The questions erupted instantly. Why was she unclothed? How does someone simply fall from a secured window in a modern hotel? And most pressingly, why was the case shut down with such definitive, almost rushed finality? The public's disbelief quickly turned into a digital investigation. Just as the official story began to feel insufficient, screenshots began to circulate on Chinese social media platforms like Weibo. These images, allegedly stills from the hotel's own surveillance footage, showed Ren Xiao entering the hotel around midnight, not alone, but with a tall man whose identity the online sleuths instantly assigned to actor Yang Xuan. This is what started everything. Connecting a beloved rising star to a well-known actor transformed a private tragedy into a full-blown public scandal. But then something eerie began to happen. The digital evidence started to evaporate. Those surveillance screenshots were systematically scrubbed from the web. Posts naming Yang Xuan were deleted in real time. The very phrase Little Angela Baby was purged from search trends and trending lists. This wasn't just a cleanup. It was a coordinated digital erasure. And for millions, it spoke louder than any official press release ever could. The censorship didn't kill the story. It screamed that there was someone or something powerful enough to demand it be buried. To understand why the public was so ready to believe a cover-up, you have to understand the open secret of China's entertainment industry: wine table diplomacy. This is the unspoken rule where young, ambitious actresses are expected to socialize, drink, and charm powerful directors and sponsors to get ahead. In this context, Ren Xiao's last night looked less like a casual party and more like a high-stakes networking event. Friends described her as cautious and career-focused, not someone known for reckless behavior. This mismatch led to whispers spreading like wildfire through private chat groups and forums. Rumors claimed she had been pressured to drink excessively, that she had felt unsafe and tried to leave, that she had even confided in a friend about the intimidating power of certain figures. While none of these claims were ever verified, they resonated because they fit a pattern the public recognized all too well: a pattern of vulnerable young talent navigating a world where the wrong word or the wrong refusal could end a career before it even began. In the days that followed, the machinery of silence worked with chilling efficiency. News outlets that had initially reported on the death were instructed to drop the story. Online discussions were labeled as harmful rumors and censored under China's strict anti-defamation laws. At the center of the storm, Yang Xuan never once addressed the allegations publicly. He simply went quiet and then quietly returned to his filming schedule, a move that many interpreted as a sign of protection from influential forces. For Ren Xiao's family, there was only the brief cold comfort of an official report and a swift cremation. The lack of a detailed autopsy, the refusal to explain the glaring inconsistencies, the sheer opacity of the process, it all created a vacuum. And as we know, both nature and the internet abhor a vacuum. Into that void rushed a collective, unshakable conviction. This was not an accident. Ren Xiao's story became a symbol of the terrifying vulnerability that lies behind the glamorous facade, a stark warning about what can happen at the dangerous intersection of fame, power, and absolute silence. As weeks turned into months and then years, the name Ren Xiao was systematically scrubbed from the Chinese internet. But some stories are too haunting to ever truly disappear. She became a forgotten flower to her loyal fans, who to this day post her photos on the anniversary of her death, a quiet digital act of defiance against state-enforced oblivion. Her case is now a staple in international articles about unexplained celebrity deaths, a ghost in the global machine of entertainment news. The actor Yang Xuan, his career forever shadowed, became a walking Rorschach test. To his fans, he's a victim of baseless slander. To a skeptical public, his continued success is proof of the impunity that money and connections can buy. The industry itself internalized her story as the ultimate cautionary tale, with young actresses now whispered to about the importance of an exit plan at industry dinners. So what's next? The case is cold, buried under layers of fear and authority. The hotel in Suzhou reportedly retired the room number, skipping it in the elevator directory like a ghost in their system. Years later, an investigative journalist for an overseas outlet managed to get a single anonymous quote from one of the friends who was there that night. The person, their voice distorted, offered a cryptic warning before disappearing. Some fires are too dangerous to approach, even to warm yourself by the truth. That statement is perhaps the most honest epitaph this case will ever have. The mystery of Ren Xiao was never solved because the people with the power to solve it decided that the story itself was the greater threat. We are left with only the echoes, a young woman's smile frozen in time, a polished silence from those in charge, and a question that refuses to die. What happens to the truth when the powerful decide it simply must vanish?